Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to take a few minutes just to talk about a video or make a video that is long overdue. I believe where I left off in my last video was when I had all of the testing done at San Joaquin Valley Pulmonology with the pulmonologist, and I really didn't have a clear diagnosis. I felt like the pulmonologist really brushed off my results and my diagnosis and made me believe that I am fine just because he says I'm fine, and I'm fine because I'm not in need of oxygen on a daily basis at the moment. But he really wasn't transparent with my diagnosis and not really transparent with the severity or the explanation of what lung disease really is. So I wanted to show you guys some of my paperwork that I have. I hope I can get it on the camera. It's almost hard to believe that I have been diagnosed with lung disease. I've never smoked a pack of cigarette in my life, and it's something that's very shocking and disappointing because I'm 31 and basically I have to just live with lung disease and hope that my life expectancy is longer than the average or longer than the medical research has shown. So I'm going to try to show you my paperwork. Let me switch the camera. So it says right there my name. Conclusion of my diagnosis. It says the plateau on the expiratory flows suggests an obstruction. So basically when I did the breathing testing, I blow out the oxygen or the air from my lungs, but I get to a point where I can't blow out any more air, and it's just almost like you're just like wheezing, and that's basically what it means. And that under pulmonary function diagnosis, it clearly says minimal obstructive airways disease, and that's just a long way of saying mild COPD, and mild COPD is a lung disease that does not have a cure, and it's a lung disease that has stages. So if you guys want to do more research on that, feel free to do that. I don't know everything about mild COPD. I think the lung specialist really didn't provide enough information to me about lung disease and what I should expect. I have another paper here as well that I wanted to share with you. This is also from the lung specialist, if you see right there, it says patient is conscious and well-oriented, obese, obviously I'm overweight, and in apparent distress. Few rales or rales in the lungs, decreased breath sounds. So the few rales, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it right, if you look it up, basically means like wheezing or gurgling or bubbling or like cracking noises in the lungs. So there's few of those, and then it says decreased breath sounds, which sounds like it's a good thing, but when you research into it, it's not. It basically means that you have fluid in your lungs. If we move down here, it says radiology studies, x-rays reviewed, chest x-ray revealed basilar ILD. So, and again, this has my name on it. Where's my name? There you go. My name and the location. Basically, if you look up what basilar ILD means, basically means interstitial lung disease. And now, when you hear lung disease, it pretty much, I guess, freaks you out, right? Because lung disease is something that usually smokers deal with, or people who've been exposed to like chemicals or, I don't know, asbestos or insulation that had like fiberglass. I don't know, I'm assuming all those things lead to lung disease and lung cancers. Well, COVID pneumonia did that to me, and if you look up basilar ILD, you basically get more clarity that it's due to the scarring of the lung tissue, and it's permanent. It's not curable. There is ways to, I would say, not treat it, but kind of like, I guess, provide some medication to make it livable, like inhalers or different breathing treatments, things like that, because it is a lung disease, and the life expectancy for those lung diseases are not very long. And that's a little bit scary and almost shocking to me, because I don't think I've really accepted it. I think that there's times when I feel like a flare-up, if you will. Like I would complain about pain in my lungs, or I feel like my symptoms are just like agitated some days, especially when I feel like congested. I start to feel like my lungs are itchy or my lungs hurt, and then it hurts to take a deep breath. So I have good days and I have bad days, but I feel like I'm just living day to day, and I'm kind of just not thinking about it, and I'm kind of just trying to live my life as best as I can, and I'm trying to not focus too much on the diagnosis, just so that I can keep living happily and, move on. And if I get sick, I kind of just feel like I'm at that point where, if it happens, it's just meant to happen. And if things don't end well, that's just how it was meant to be. I would hope that I would have a long life for my kids, but if you look at the medical aspect, it doesn't really look too good. But basically, the lung specialist in Bakersfield really sucked. He didn't really provide any clear or transparent information. I did a lot of this research on my own. And I know I'm not alone. There's a very few percentage of people who have struggled with lung damage after COVID, but they're out there. And I feel like we don't really have a voice. There's a lot of things that we see and hear in the news about long COVID and COVID syndrome, but they rarely ever really talk about lung disease. And they really never talk about, the percentage of people who are struggling with lung disease after getting ill from COVID pneumonia. So I would just, hope that this video brings awareness that there's people who are struggling in these areas. Not everybody is the same. I'm so grateful that my family is doing a lot better. I'm so grateful that my kids are doing great and that everything else is improving. Especially my mom. Her health has improved a lot. And I'm just very grateful for that. And I'm very grateful for a lot of things. Trying to be positive and see the positive in all of this. But I really did want to have a clear diagnosis for you guys. And I really did want to come on here and be transparent and be, honest. I'm not sure, what's going to come out of this, and I'm not sure if things are going to improve at all. I just know that I have to try to make what's best of it and live my life to the fullest as I can for as long as I can. And that's basically it. Thank you guys for watching, whoever watches, if anybody watches. And just know that if you ever struggle with this, you're not alone. And thank you guys all for your support.